Okay, this is my official prediction for Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol 2 to see who is hands down the best light heavyweight today and one of the best of all time. This build up to the rematch, it has been a bit of less anticipation than the first fight. Of course, the first fight was building for quite some time and we didn't think that it would happen. It was a super fight that we never thought would happen. So the fact that the rematch is happening is amazing. Now, who am I picking for this fight? I'm definitely less confident this time around in my prediction than I was last time. Artur Beterbiev was a guy I picked last time. I feel like, he's a once in a generation type fighter. Extremely strong. I don't think there's a fighter in history that I can think of that's built, that trains strength wise like he trains. Very, very strong fighter. And Dmitry Bivol, he was actually bruised blocking punches from Beterbiev in the last fight. He had his high guard up and was still getting a bruised face from blocking Beterbiev's punches. Now, in a normal circumstance, I would always favor Beterbiev. And it was a close fight last time. I thought Beterbiev clearly won, but it was a close fight. If I look at the rematch, there's two things that I'm thinking about. Number one is Beterbiev's age. I think that if they're both the same age, if they're both, in their prime, I think Beterbiev wins 7 days a week. Bivol is a tremendous fighter. And the second thing that I'm worried about in this fight is Bivol. How well he's taken the loss. How you bounce back from a loss in boxing, in life, whatever it is, you must accept the defeat. And a lot of times when fighters rematch and they don't accept what happened the first time around, Fury is an example. I don't think Fury truly accepted the loss against Usyk, but there's been many examples of fighters not accepting the first loss so they can't avenge the first loss. I think Bivol, he could have easily said he won that fight, but he took the humble approach, and in all his interviews, he's saying the right things. He said that Beterbiev was the better man. He looks extremely focused, more focused in this fight. I just think that looking at the two fighters, especially in the first fight, Bivol, he didn't really hurt Beterbiev. He can't really. Beterbiev is built like a brick. So it's definitely harder to pick a winner for this fight. So who might, and I definitely wouldn't recommend betting on this fight either. In the first fight, I was, hands down telling everybody, put the house on Beterbiev. Beterbiev is over 40. So that to me is one of the biggest factors in this fight. I think if Beterbiev is still strong, I think if he's still young, has a young body, he'll win the fight. I know in the first fight, he was coming off an injury. So I've heard things in his training camp that he's a lot stronger for this fight. But of course, the training camp is only going to say good things. I think that if Bivol were to win this fight, his best strategy was similar to the last fight. He'd definitely move a lot because you have to move a lot against Beterbiev. But I think his game plan would be to throw more punches, be in better shape, and just try and out-youth the older man. More punches, more head movement, and he's definitely going to be lighter on his feet. Beterbiev, on the other hand, he just has to press the attack. Similar to the last fight, I think he will be, if his body is up with him, he's going to be better for this fight because I think that he's not dealing with the injury. So I think that the first fight was razor close. This fight I actually see being very, very similar to the first fight. It could be the same sort of fight. They could give it to Bivol and they could make a trilogy. But I have to stay true to what I think. I think that if both fighters on the same playing field, I think Beterbiev wins every day of the week. So who's my prediction? My prediction is Beterbiev. Same sort of fight. I think that Bivol is extremely tough, so I don't think that he's going to get stopped. I think that Bivol is definitely going to win rounds. He could win 4 or 5 rounds. I think it's going to be similar to the first fight. Possibly more meaningful punches. I think Beterbiev could drop him. I don't think Bivol is going to drop Beterbiev. He could, because Beterbiev has been dropped by lesser opponents. I just think that if he's in shape, then he wins. hands down. Every fight on this undercard actually is very evenly matched, except for the Shakur Stevenson fight. I don't know too much about Floyd Caulfield's, but every other fight on this card is very even. I made a prediction on another video with the rest of the undercard. My money's on Beterbiev, and he will go down in this fight as one of the best light heavyweights if he doesn't keep fighting and ruin his legacy. I think with Beterbiev, he has to be careful because one or two more fights and he's going to hit that point where his age is going to overtake his body and he's not going to be the same fighter. You got a lot of young, hungry guys in the division. Benavidez is a guy that if he fights Beterbiev and Beterbiev is older, he can win. But I don't think Benavidez will beat Beterbiev when he's strong, still can fight. I don't think any of them can beat him. I did say this out of Benavidez, Bivol, and Beterbiev. Out of those three fighters, I said that Canelo would have the best chance of being Beterbiev just because of his punch output. Styles make fights. I've said this before. Fraser beat Ali. Foreman beat Fraser. Ali stopped Foreman. So I think Benavidez and Bivol would always beat Canelo. Beterbiev could possibly beat him too. I just think that Canelo has the best chance against him. I think that Canelo takes a better punch than Bivol. But Bivol's obviously a better boxer. He has much better feet. But it's not about that. It's not about Canelo. It's not about Benavidez. It's about the two best fighters in the light heavyweight division, Bivol and Beterbiev. And I'm picking Beterbiev to get the victory.